Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential wildcard draft for Game Week 10. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. What transfers are you thinking of making this week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off, let's take a look at the wildcard goalkeepers and defenders. We are sticking with Raya and Dubravka. Dubravka is a 4 mil playing goalkeeper, a number 1 in that Burnley team. You cannot get better value for your money than that. Has got a couple of decent returns this season so far as well. A couple of clean sheets, a couple of 9-pointers here and there. A very good asset to own if something does happen to Raya, if he gets like injured or, you know, he's got like a really difficult fixture or something like City away or Liverpool away or whatever. But yeah, he's of course going to be your backup goalkeeper. Raya is going to be your main goalkeeper with Burnley away this week, so even better fixture for a double Arsenal defense. They of course are playing each other this week, but yeah, you'd expect Arsenal to keep a clean sheet, especially with the defensive record they've got at the moment. They've conceded like 3 goals in the league this season or something, which is absolutely ridiculous. They are just on really good form at the moment, and yeah, it's because of this double up here with Gabriel and Raya. They are a massive pivotal part of that Arsenal defense. But yeah, the goalkeepers, very self-explanatory. Again, you could go Nick Pope if you really wanted to, and then you could field 2 Arsenal defenders, maybe like a Timber and a Gabriel instead of a Raya and a Gabriel. I would do that. I just don't have the money for that in this draft. I actually have 0 in the bank for this draft, but if I did have a little bit more money, I would prefer 2 outfield Arsenal defenders just because they give you that attacking threat as well, and Timber's had a really good season so far as well. But because I can't afford that, I've gone for Raya and Gabriel and Dan Burn instead of Pope, Gabriel and Timber. But yeah, gone Dan Burn as well just because he is a threat on corners, very tall, and Newcastle have actually been very good defensively so far this season as well. So I don't mind having a Dan Burn in that back line as well. Rodon's in the team, but again, that could be any 4 mil playing defender. Again, Rodon's got a couple of goals this season, so he's been very good. But again, there's some really good 4 mil Sunderland defenders. In fact, I think they're all like 4.1 and 4.2 now. A lot of people are rushing to bring these players in just because they are really good value for money. All of the promoted teams this season are actually doing exceptionally well, especially Sunderland. So that's why a lot of people are kind of jumping on those defenses as well. And even Burnley, you know, doing all right. That win against Wolves was very nice for their chances of staying in the league. So yeah, all promote teams doing very well, and that's why people are kind of investing a little bit more in their defenses. It's not like last season where every promote team was letting in like 3 goals a game or whatever. It's actually a very good league this season. Anyway, apart from those, we've also got Munoz and Senesi as well. Senesi does have City away this week, which isn't ideal, but you could just play Gabriel, Munoz, and then Dan Burn, and then bench Senesi, because City away, you're probably going to be captaining Haaland this week. You don't really want Senesi going up against him in your team. So yeah, apart from that though, Senesi does have some very nice fixtures coming up after the next couple. I think he's got City away, and then Villa away, and then after that, they've got West Ham at home, Sunderland away, and then Everton at home. So like I say, really good fixtures coming up for Bournemouth, who of course are also on really good form at the moment. And then Munoz also just absolutely ridiculous as a defender. His stats are like first in everything regarding like attacking threats from defenders, like most shots, and just kind of XG and getting into the box and touches in the box and everything like that. He's just number 1 in like everything. He is 5.7 now, so he's getting up a little bit, but he's definitely worth it with the fixture and the Palace have got coming up. I really expect Munoz to be in a lot of teams. A lot of people have Lacroix, a lot of people have Guy as well, but Munoz just offers so much more. And to be fair, Guy is like 5, Lacroix is like 5. For 0.7 more, you're getting so much more out of a defender. And like I say, he's playing as a forward sometimes. He kind of reminds me a little bit like Hakimi for PSG, where he's just always playing as like a right wing instead of a right back or a right wing back or whatever. But either way, Munoz, solid option to have in your team. But those are the defenders and the goalkeepers for this Game Week 10 wildcard draft. Moving on, let's take a look at the midfielders. We've gone for Saka, Semenyo, Dewsbury Hall, Gordon, and Enzo Fernandez as well. So a lot of penalty takers in this midfield here. So Saka's in the squad. Did get that early sub at the weekend, which wasn't ideal. Arteta has said that he's fine to play Brighton this week. In fact, I think they play tonight. But with that injury to Martinelli as well, I think that just helps Saka's minutes, because Martinelli actually came on for Saka, I do believe, in that fixture. So the fact that he's injured now means that Saka should be obviously fine to have a lot of the minutes, and obviously on penalties as well. And again, I think that early sub was just because he's, he might have been having a tiny bit of an injury issue. But again, Arteta has said that he's fine. He just didn't really want to risk him, I think, was literally the situation. And you don't really expect Saka to be getting subbed off pre 70 anymore. I think he's going to be absolutely fine, unless obviously he picks up an injury or something. But on penalties, he's the star boy, one of Arsenal's best players. He is definitely going to be in a wildcard draft if I was on one this week, and that's kind of arguably one of the best triple ups for Arsenal: Raya, Gabriel, and Saka. Again, I prefer Timber, Gabriel, and Saka, but that's a little bit more expensive. But yeah, Saka's in the team. Semenyo, of course, is in the team as well, having a ridiculously good season. Again, City away, bit of a tough fixture this week, but he did score, I think, 2 against Liverpool on the opening day of the season, and so why can't he do that to City? City doesn't exactly have a really good defensive record this season, and Bournemouth are second, third, whatever in the league. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, City should be a little bit scared of Bournemouth, but yeah, Semenyo has to be in the team. He's just too good. Dewsbury Hall's in there as well, just because he's a really cheap playing midfielder. It's Sunderland away this fixture this week as well, not too bad. I quite like him as an option. You can obviously play him over somebody else, but yeah, he's mainly in there just for bench fodder. He's not going to be someone you're playing every single week, but he's on some set pieces. He's playing 80 to 90 minutes in Everton's starting 11. Don't mind him at all. Has picked up a few unfortunate yellow cards this season, but he has already served that 1-game ban, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, Dewsbury Hall's just in there. Cheap player, on set pieces, not too bad. I've also gone Gordon as well. His minutes have been progressively getting a little bit better, and he is, of course, on penalties. So that kind of puts him a little bit more in favour than Voltamide, in my opinion. The fixtures for Newcastle are pretty okayish as well. Coming up, they've got West Ham away this week, Brentford away, City at home, Everton away, Spurs at home. Not incredible, but not the worst. And like I say, Gordon's minutes have been progressively getting better as well. He was on 66, 69, 69, 75. So he is edging closer and closer to that 90-minute mark. But if you can get 80 minutes out of him, then you're fine. Because especially with Voltamide as well, when Visser's back, that might be hurting his minutes a little bit as well. So that's why I'm kind of opting for Gordon a little bit more. And again, like I say, on penalties, he's only a tiny bit more expensive than Voltamide at the moment as well. I think Voltamide is, well, in fact, they're actually the same price now. So to be fair, which one are you going to be buying? Gordon, who's on penalties, Voltamide, who's not, whose minutes could be eaten up by Visser very soon. So it's one of those, but I do like Gordon's a little bit of a differential, and like I say, he's on penalties as well, which is quite nice. Also bringing Enzo Fernandez in as well. Didn't obviously get anything against Sunderland, but is on penalties, is playing more attacking, whilst Cole Palmer is absent. So yeah, I don't mind having him in the team as a cheap kind of enabler, and of course, like I say, on penalties. So not too bad not too bad at all. The very against the template this midfield is, though, as well. I think Saka and Semenyo are really the only players that are going to be in most people's midfields. The other three are kind of, a little bit differential, especially like Gordon and stuff. But yeah, I don't mind this midfield, and yeah, that is the midfield for the Game Week 10 wildcard draft. Finishing things off, let's take a look at the strikers. So we've got Mateta and Haaland, which again is the best, I think, double-up striker combination you have at this point in the season. Crystal Palace have some really nice fixtures coming up. Mateta's on penalties, has been scoring quite a few goals this season as well. Did obviously get that hat-trick recently, so I don't mind him at all. A lot of people are going to be bringing him in this week especially. Haaland, of course, just picks himself. You can't really not have him at the moment. He did obviously not score at the weekend, but before that he was scoring goals for fun, so I'm sure he'll find that scoring form again this weekend. The last spot is a little bit up in the air. Thiago I've put in there at the moment just because he is on penalties. He's very cheap, and he is sort of the main man in that Brentford attacking line. The only issue with Brentford are the fixtures aren't incredibly good at the moment. Crystal Palace away, Newcastle at home, Brighton away. So there are some tricky fixtures coming up. And again, he's not somebody that you have to play every single week. Maybe you play him this week when Semenyo's got City away, and then you obviously play him. Maybe you bench him next week. I mean, I definitely would play Semenyo this week. If I was going to bench anyone this week, it'd probably be somebody like, I don't know, either Dewsbury Hall or Enzo Fernandez. I'd play the rest of the midfielders and the strikers. But if you don't have the money for Thiago, then obviously you can always go to Krupi as well, who obviously is only 4.6 mil. And whilst Evan Nilsson's out, he's a really good asset to have. Again, when Evan Nilsson's back, his minutes will get eaten up a little bit, but he is only 4.6 mil. And he's been very good as well. Since he's been starting, he's been absolutely solid. Again, minutes are a little bit all over the place, but he's got 3 goals in his last 2 fixtures. and that's without playing 90 minutes. I personally wouldn't go there because, like I say, he's not getting a ton of minutes. His minutes aren't as good as they could be, and again, whenever Nilsson's back, that's going to be even worse. But yeah, for like a cheap striker that's on penalties, I think Thiago is a decent option. Another option you could go for is Guy from Chelsea, but again, Delap's back soon, so again, another player that you're just going to have in your team that's just going to be on your bench all the time and just not going to be getting many minutes at all. So that's why I like Thiago a little bit more. Again, the other options are a little bit more expensive as well, and again, they're not on penalties. So yeah, that's why I'd probably go for Thiago. He's not a player that I'd bring in if I wasn't on Wildcard, but if I was on Wildcard, I think I'd definitely have him in the team. But anyway, though, that is the Game Week 10 Wildcard Draft. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment. What transfers are you making this week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.